This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I'm live right now at South Carolina's coast, Cherry Grove Fishing Pier area. I've got two recordings. I've got a live broadcast and then a recording with the P1000. Should be very interesting today. The look of the sun in the midst of the clouds, I'm sure. I do the best I can to block some of the wind. The wind does illustrate something, so it's not without its purpose in the view. We can hear the wind, what it blows against, we can see what the wind does, and yet it's invisible. The water seeks level covers the face of the earth. Low tide's at 7:11 today. The sunrise, the sun appearing from this vantage point, it's now continually moving to the right from this vantage point. The coastal preserve where I've done videos from recently is about a quarter of a mile on the other side of the Prince Resort, right in the middle of the view there. And I want to talk about the truth. It's a lot of curiosity that people have, or beliefs. What is the truth, and what do I believe the truth actually is? And so therein lies some of the curiosity, and people are real passionate about what they believe the truth to be. So right now I'm going to zoom in on the skyline a bit here and just show you what that looks like. I've got a little bit more wind blocking with the live broadcast. It's different with the P1000 as well. And the appearance is so different if I am away from the water. The shape of the sand is so much different near the pier. Where the pier stands makes a huge difference in the way that the sand is moved by the water. Not only that, the location of it. And down at the point is about 2 miles down in the middle of the view. What happens there that is so interesting is that there's water flowing out of the coastal preserve, which creates a whole different fluid dynamic. So the volume and density of water changes with temperature. That drives the water cycle of the world. That's why it depends on the temperature of what a gallon of water weighs, because the volume and density changes. Looks like we've got a little family in the middle of the view there. This is a very family-oriented beach, meaning that it's a lot of families like to come here because of the beauty of it, and it's a little bit more reflective There are beaches that are known for being kind of wild. This isn't one of them. So what I want to show you here too is just some of the ways that the reflections change with the contour of the sand. I did a video that I called Reflections, and I've talked about it and I show it. Reflections, how do we reflect off of the beach? You see, I think I got the lightning there in the middle of the view. I saw it rolling in. It was rather beautiful. The cloud structure and consistency is pretty amazing. Should be spectacular today. So the sun, moon, and stars move above a stationary Earth. That's biblical and that's reality. That means we don't live on a spinning water sphere hurling through space, spinning, wobbling, and gyrating. That may be a shock to some of you. Oh well, it's time to wake up. Artificial intelligence is probably the biggest existential threat to humanity. Modifying the weather and humanity with many means. Mind control is one of them. I've got powerful documentaries that cover a wide variety of topics on my channel. And not just on my channel, in humanity. What's going on here? Well, you should know the hour's late. 3 people per second no longer have the human experience. We're all eternal beings having a temporary human experience. Where the sun and the moon appear and vanish, and their duration of visibility can't be explained by what NASA says is going on. The heliocentric model, the sun-centered Helios, the Greek god, Helios, and Mars, Neptune, Saturn, the Apollo program, Greek mythology, Greek gods. You may want to look into this. Because the truth matters. That's the main point. A lot of people are believing the lie that we went to the moon and we live on a spinning water sphere hurling through space. It's not true. So NASA lies, not always. When they teach aircraft pilots of high-performance aircraft to fly thousands of miles an hour, they tell them they're flying a fixed-wing aircraft over a stationary, non-rotating plane, flat Earth, assumed flat Earth. I've got documents that back that up. It's on the on my channel. Official NASA, CIA documents talk about these subjects. A lot of people are more content with the digital distraction that's going to be met with a lot of deception in the form of a variety of entertainment. You can hashtag local sun. I've captured many occurrences like this, that the sun appears to be in the midst of the clouds, just as Job 37 proclaims. In Joshua 10, God stopped the sun from moving. And look at it. Omniscience is the reality of knowing all. And God, who created this, spoke this world into existence, knows everything and is all-powerful. All-knowing and all-powerful trumps artificial intelligence, surpasses it greatly. That's why I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. I'm outing the whole corrupt system of the world. All of it that I'm aware of right now. More may be revealed. I'm unapologetically a biblical creationist. I believe God's word is true and all others are suspect and should be compared with Scripture. What is the truth? Who is the truth? Well, Jesus says forever to everybody, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's also known as Yeshua, Jehovah, Yahweh, the Alpha and Omega, the great I am, the living Word, the living water. He has many names and titles. The truth about that matters because the truth matters. Now, because of lighting, we can see just the reflections off of the building and sand and all of that. The sun shoots across the water much like a laser beam. Water exposes the impossibility of the globe, all our interaction with it. 8 inches per mile squared, the curvature we should be able to find if we lived on a water sphere, can't be found. You can look at earthcurvature.com. Do the math if you care to. It's time to wake up. A lot of people only give lip service to loving the truth. And I actually do. Not because I'm such a smart guy or a nice guy or a good guy. I'm one of God's children that's actually been born of His Spirit at this point. Not all of God's children have been born even the first time, let alone born again. And Satan is wanting to destroy as much of his opposition as possible. So abortion is one way. Roughly 42 million babies a year are aborted. And then there's an effort to cripple and hobble humanity with drugs in the food, water, and air. And also, when I say the air, I don't mean just particulate in the air, as in toxic chemicals and weather modification. I also mean frequencies that activate that. The atmosphere is positively charged, and the Earth is ground, or negative. That's one of the reasons why we have lightning. It's the discharge of that. So the water is warming up this time of the year. Well, I mean, it just gets to a point where the water that covers the face of the earth is going to probably produce more tropical storms and hurricanes. There's a firmament that's above the face of the earth, a structure, a dome. That's a good reason for not being able to fall off the edge of the earth. And I know people will talk about gravity. Okay, so when we turn on the washing machine and it hits a spin cycle, the water spins out of the clothes. The water will spin off a tennis ball at the beach. It won't stick to, it'll pour around the contour of the shape, an external shape. It just won't, you can't make miles of water stick to a spinning sphere. However, you can fill a container, and that's what God did. He filled the container to above over the tops of all the mountains in the account of the flood. The archaeological evidence of the ark has been discovered in the mountains of Ararat. James Wyatt did that, discovered it, and it's on my liked videos. Care to see it, if it's still there. All of this is subject to being removed. That's one of the reason channels getting taken down. So LBRY, LBRY, you can hashtag it, and I'm adding it to my videos. And it's a blockchain based technology to cause our content to be able to be up there longer without the censorship that YouTube and Google are causing to have happen. And that's also artificial intelligence. When we look at figureheads in this world like Jeff Bezos, Amazon.com, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, and then the Google executives, Elon Musk, and SpaceX, FakeX, Neuralink, Tesla, we look at all this, it's being driven by artificial intelligence. They're somewhat actors acting out a role, carrying out a part. I'm not saying it's a movie, it's a battle for the hearts, souls, and minds of humanity. Seeing is believing. What do we see and what do we believe about what we see? So a lot of us saw planes on 9/11 of 2001 hitting buildings and all that. Well, I've got documentaries showing no planes and the explosions at the towers. Building 7 as well fell in its footprint without any large plane hitting it. It's obviously a controlled demolition. If that doesn't matter to you, I'm sorry. If the shape of the earth and the deception of it doesn't matter to you, I'm sorry. I'm moving on. Moving on in the context that I'll just tell the truth and everybody else can deal with it. And if you want to see what I believe that truth is, go ahead and look at my channel. Listen to what I have to say. I create a lot of videos to talk about it. Do you really believe Mark Zuckerberg was eating ramen noodles and going to college figuring out how he was going to put together the largest self-assembling data mining system in the world with Facebook? You really believe that? Or does it make more sense that it's a government operation and they installed him there? Then we're all somewhat enhanced or affected by our technology. A cybernetic collective, cyborgs of sorts. In that, I'm not saying that there's, well, what I'm saying is we use portable computers in our daily life, interfacing through our eyes, ears, fingertips, and ultimately the wetware, which is our brain. There's computer hardware, software, and wetware. Artificial intelligence sees us as the wetware. The creator of this world sees me as one of his children that's actually born again, exposing the reality of the world we live in. So that even people not liking that, that's still create or causing the result that God intends. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says to everybody forever, they refused to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion. So people reflect off of the beach. We can see the reflections there. They reflect on their lives, their past, present, future. Fear, an acronym for it, could be false evidence appearing real, and deception is real evidence appearing false to the deceived. By irony and paradox, the deceived are unaware that they're deceived. So I thought I was born again over 35 years ago until I actually was in 2014 on Reformation Day, or Halloween. It's a wicked holiday celebrated by Satan's children with human sacrifice, blood drinking. There's pedophiles, pedivores. The murdering and eating of children has happened for a long time. That's one of the reasons why God had his children go ahead and clean up some of the people groups. You might view it as genocide, but it's different than that. God wanted the fallen angel spawn, the demon-possessed population emerging of human and animal and fallen angel DNA, wanted that eradicated. So the great flood the Nephilim were in the land before and after the flood. Like I say, I'm unapologetically a biblical creationist. That's upsetting to some. Not only do a lot of the atheists, angry atheists, talk about hating the God that I claim to believe in, they hate the fact that people like me believe in him and trust him and would want to force my beliefs on humanity. Well, here I am forcing it, right? I'm just telling you I believe it's real. I'm a changed man. And you can do with that information whatever you want. Some people will say, oh, that's a crazy guy. My dad worked on the moon project. My dad worked for NASA. My dad or uncle worked for the CIA. They're the good guys. Well, who were the terrorists on 9/11 of 2001? They were hiding in plain sight, presenting themselves as our leaders of the free world, so to speak. Give me a break. The free world is an enslaved world. Almost everybody is enslaved. I'm constrained to do what God created me to do. If you notice the sound drops when I am talking on the video that has a zoomed in view, it's because my mics are set up different. I've got a surround sound earbud in each ear, and I've done remote mics, and there's problems with all of that. Overall, the sound quality, I'm just saying from a technical standpoint, trying to work through the challenges with sound and visual, I'm trying to do my best to do this. And I want to thank my friends for your encouragement, friends and family, for your support and encouragement. Please explore my content, see what you can find there. And you might want to compare it to what you can find if you search the topic. But keep in mind, all of that will change if you've been to my channel and looked at my stuff, and if we're connected in some way, like as a subscriber. Even if you've just looked at my content, it'll change. See the way that high spot is drier. Higher is drier all over the face of the stationary Earth. The water moves around the contours. It's just how it actually works. If you would like my YouTube Truth stickers, you can hashtag Robert Forsch and send a powerful message to people all over the world, because I'm muted on a lot of the channels. You might not be. Maybe the comment Robert Forsch or YouTube Truth would be. If you would like stickers like that, you can send a self-addressed stamp envelope to Robert Forsch or YouTube Truth at 169 Cloverleaf Drive, Longs, South Carolina 29568. My anytime phone number, and I do mean anytime, is 1-843-504-1776. You can use Facebook Messenger to messenger me. You can put links in the comments of the videos. I may leave them stay there. I may have to edit them out. I don't tolerate somebody taking my platform, my little lemonade stand of truth, and turning it into their platform for deception. We've got plenty of deception all around us. How will you recognize the truth when it's right in front of you? And I'm talking about reality. I'm not just talking about me with my YouTube Truth shirt and a smile. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on that I believe you should be aware of, because it matters for eternity. Thank you so much for your public and private support.